What's good, sports fans? My name is Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Now, make sure you go ahead and press that subscribe button for me and press the bell. Get them notifications. Go ahead and follow me on all social media platforms as well, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good jazz. Today, I'm coming to you with my reaction to the Chargers versus Ravens WildCard playoff game. Now, going into this game, my prediction was the Chargers would win 17-14. I expected the Chargers defense to catch up to what the Ravens were doing with all the different actions they would do with Lamar Jackson as far as running the ball and then doing little passes here and there from Lamar, but not being a traditional offense. I figured the Chargers being able to see them for the second time within 2 weeks would catch up to that, and they did. Now, did I expect them to shut down Lamar Jackson in such a impactful way? No. I didn't expect him to go almost 2 hours in real time without a completion. That's just nuts. And I don't think it's all on Lamar Jackson. He had some bad throws here and there, but they were too stuck to that game plan of run, pass, or we're going to try to do this little run action and try to get Lamar to only have one guy open or one guy running a route. And when you have such a limited selection of people to throw to, and you see that the Chargers have adjusted what you're doing, you have to adjust. Now, I feel like the Ravens didn't adjust until it was too late in the fourth quarter. And that's when you saw Lamar get some of his later stats and get touchdowns and finally get this team back into the game. But from the Chargers standpoint, Phillip Rivers was very consistent in this game. Wasn't one of your Phillip Rivers is amazing type games because he's going against the best defense in the league, and the Ravens are second best if you think the Bears are better. But he did enough to win this game. You had a good running game, and their special teams was great. Very good returns in this game, the set-up field position. Their kicker did a great job. Shout out to him. Making almost all his field goals, the one that got blocked. You can't really put that on the kicker. So I really think the Chargers did a great job in this game of game planning. You saw how Tony Romo kept mentioning that they put 3 safeties, or a safety and 2 corners. Basically had secondary players playing linebackers because they knew Lamar Jackson would want to run. So if you have corners there or safeties there, they're faster than most linebackers. So they're going to be able to catch Lamar Jackson and keep him in the pocket, which made it very hard for Lamar Jackson to do the run actions that they wanted to do. Again, brings me to the point of the Ravens not being able to adjust until it was too late. Now, of course, the big question is, should have Joe Flacco been brought into the game? Joe Flacco hasn't been the best over the last 3-4 years, right? And even this year, before he got hurt and Lamar came in, he was okay. And Lamar gave this team a spark that got them into the playoffs. If Joe Flacco's the quarterback, I think the Steelers are probably playing this game instead of the Ravens, right? But Joe Flacco, I think, should have been brought in. Beginning of the fourth quarter, you're still somewhat in the game. You give your team that jolt of bringing Joe Flacco in. You go to more traditional pass plays with more options, and you see what happens. Lamar Jackson did start to succeed a little bit with more traditional pass plays there in the fourth quarter. Now, you could say the Chargers got relaxed and they started to play more of, I don't know if it was prevent, but they started playing more defense where more open spots were just there for wide receivers to go into. That touchdown to Crabtree was just a miscommunication on a man-to-man. I don't know why he just let him go past him like that. But Joe Flacco should have got a chance. We'll see where he goes next year. But for the Chargers, great performance. I picked the Chargers to go to the Super Bowl and lose to the Saints. So I had them beating the Patriots next week. We'll see what happens. Should be a great matchup. But hopefully you enjoyed this video of me just talking a little bit about this game. Chargers did a great job of game planning, and the Ravens did a horrible job of adjusting. That's purely what it came down to. It's not Lamar Jackson's fault, even though he had a very Tim Tebow-esque game. Tim Tebow used to have in games where he was horrible for 55 minutes and then would show up in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. It was very similar for Lamar Jackson in this one, but Chargers, congratulations, you're moving on. Ravens, you have a bright future with Lamar Jackson. Ravens fans, don't be too down on him. First year, only his, 8th career start in his first playoff game. Very rough way to start your playoff career. But we'll see what happens with the Ravens going forward, and the Chargers, I got them beating the Patriots next week. You heard it here first.